You're welcome to today's edition of Trends on KDM. And yesterday I came here with some bizarre news of a young man that rammed through a car in East Legon, and we are still looking at best ways to actually handle that issue after some people lost their life, and the families and everybody is trying to find the best way to handle that particular issue that is still a hot issue that is still trending on the media. And even earlier today, Ghana Police Service has released a statement on their official X platform that they are still investigating into the issue to make sure that the right punishment should be awarded to the young man. Now, just when I was psychologically preparing myself to exit that news to find better and more exciting and more friendly news to bring it to you, another horrendous news hits me to the other side, and I have to come and do it. Now what's happening? Kasoa is experiencing some crazy news today, and there's been an explosion, and some people have lost their life. When you are using the road from Kasoa to Winneba, you know that road is very busy. When you are using that road from Kasoa to Winneba, whether you are going to Cape Coast, Takrady, that road is very choked. So the government decided to do some form of work there to ease that traffic along that route. And in doing that, finding solutions to the problems there's been this is a huge problem that has been caused there, because people have lost their lives, and it's projected that over about 15 people have lost their life, and around 35 people are still going through medical procedure to see that if they will be able to be rescued from that unfortunate accident. Like, it's weird because there's been a streak of death tolls in the media for this past week and for some months now. Accidents, issues like this, and it's really disturbing. So apparently this is how the thing happened. Now the contractors there are working on the road, and you know there is this rock, a huge rock there that is around that area that they are constructing the road. So these constructors sometimes extract these rocks from these huge rocks. They extract maybe the marbles and these chips from the rocks there to help with their construction. So they use explosives to extract these rocks. Now normally they report, or they sort of announce it to the people in the environment that, yo, today we are coming to do an explosion, so you shouldn't be around this at this point. I mean normally that's how it's supposed to work, because these are people, these are habitats, these are areas that are populated by people. Kasoa, Liberia camp area. So these areas there's a lot of people there, and they were doing the right thing by actually announcing it to the people before they do their explosion. And this time around, we don't know what actually happened, that this accident happened the way it did. But it is alleged that the contractor himself wasn't around, so the workers were the one that were in charge of this whole project, this whole explosion thing. But normally they, like I said, they announce it to the people to evacuate the area before they do the explosion, so that safety issues will be assured. But this time around, they couldn't, or they didn't. And I'm not sure that it's something that is deliberate. I don't think anybody will just sit down and decide that something as delicate as this should be done without informing them, since prior to that they already were used to informing these people to not stick around whilst they do it. I'm sure something might have caused it. Right? So what could have possibly caused all of this? Now that's the issue, because from the sources that we've gathered, from the information we've gathered, it means that their own car, their own pickup that they use to sort of escape the area, or escape the environment, or use the car to, when after they've set the explosion and the whole thing is about to explode, they have a car that normally they use to evacuate the area as well. Now the car has been spoiled. Okay, so I'm not sure that they will intentionally do that. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think if they had a malicious intent, they will sort of wind themselves in their own scheme. So probably, what I'm thinking is they probably did the explosion, but they didn't know that it would happen as quickly as they anticipated. Because from sources, the people were around, and then they came around warning everybody to run as far as possible, like something bad is about to happen. It's like you are in your room or you are in your house and they come around, Charlie, run. Charlie, it's that sounds like a very bad experience. Like that's tragic. Like you won't know how to react because, Charlie, what's happening that you're telling me that I should run? They are still counting. The death toll is still being assessed because people are still in the hospital and some are in critical conditions that are being taken care of. So we are hoping that at least the ones that we've had are going to be there. The number of people that they've lost their life is not going to increase. So it's a sad state of affairs once again, and I don't know why some of these things are happening now. It is even like there's even a report that there's a man that was actually sleeping in his room and just sleeping in his room, probably resting, and the rocks just smashed his head and then Charlie, it exploded. I mean, this hey Charlie. Nah, like I'm not laughing because this is not funny, but it's disturbing because I mean, look, it like yesterday, the issue I spoke about, right? It was through no fault of the person that died, and this is also similar, right? Because it wasn't their fault that that some of these explosion happened the way it did, but they've lost their life, and it's really disturbing because in as much as some of these things are news that we hear, like oh this thing has happened here, this has happened here. Charlie, so far as you are in this Ghana and this ecosystem environment, if these things are happening, it's something that we should really be careful of because you wake up and then Charlie, you are praying for a way to find devising ways to make sure that your life goes on the way that you want it to go, and then all of a sudden this unfortunate issue, somebody in their house and a rock will hit them and a whole lot. I mean, what's then like what happened for this country safe? I know they bob. Yeah, so it's a sad state of affairs at this moment when you go to Kasoa, and some people in the area are obviously very pissed and annoyed, and they are attacking the construction firm. And I believe they are even saying that most of them have run away because obviously they know what they did is bad. So the families of the families of the people that have lost their lives are very much annoyed, and they have every right to be very angry, and they are chasing these people out of the area. And currently speaking, I think the police should invade the area as early as possible. I'm not sure that the workers will stay around, and I'm not sure that they will stick around because they know what they've done. And some of these issues, it's hard to talk about it because I mean somebody's there and then some of these issues happen the way it happens, and it's very sad and very unfortunate. And I feel these are news that you don't even know the right way to tackle because you don't know how the problem happened. It's more like an accident, like it wasn't intentional, at least to the best of our knowledge. So you don't know how to even provide the accurate way or a possible solution for the thing to work out. It's just faith and hope that something like that will not continue happening because Charlie, it's not cool. Like you see the way I don't even know what to say because these are not things that you can actually say I don't want this thing to happen to me, so I won't go this place, I won't go that place. I mean, somebody was sleeping in his room. It's not like he's even outside, and then something like that will happen to the person. Through no fault of his, and these things are happening. And sometimes the only solution out is to hope and pray that no matter what happens, your family and loved ones will be sort of shielded in a certain kind of way to be protected from some of these unforeseen circumstances that are taking lives in Ghana. I don't know what is really happening in Ghana, but the death toll and a whole lot of things, that the accident, people dying, Charlie, it's becoming a lifestyle, and I believe that we should find ways to put an end to it the best way that we can. So that's what is happening in Kasoa. So the police are in the area to take care of stuff, and we are hoping that they will keep things under control, and hopefully we are monitoring things to see whether the construction firm will come up with, proper excuse, and probably the government has to find some level of compensation for the families that have lost their loved ones, because this is going to be a very hard thing, a hard development for any family member to actually hear this news that maybe their mother, their sister, their father lost their life through these things. It's not the best. So we are hoping that the best outcome will come from it. And obviously, when anything happens, I'll definitely be here to update you on it as fast as I can with true and accurate info. With that one said, I will end today's edition of Trends on KDM here. The name remains Donald.